Hello. Welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 232. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. This is a talk episode where the tutors talk. We'll just go. I got news right away. I think we figured out what my trigger is.
Nice. What is it?
I think it's alcohol.
How does that make you feel?
Kind of sucks. So I'm just taking a whole bunch of shit to try and calm it down right now. Oh, that was the other thing.
You should let them know it's psoriasis and not like anger or something.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, we talked about it in the last talk episode, I guess. But I suppose there's probably people that don't listen every week. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, my psoriasis
Got bad.
got real bad. It was getting really good this summer. Vitamin D helps a lot with psoriasis. And it got really, really good after 75 hard. And it stayed really good all summer long. And then, yeah, 3 weeks ago, it got bad. Very bad. It's very red. It itches a lot. It's really painful. I'm miserable. And it keeps spreading. I've spots everywhere. And so, yeah, I've been trying a lot of things. Coconut oil used to help a lot. But then I was reading olive oil. Really helps with the inflammation and the itch. So I've been doing that. But it's just really annoying putting olive oil all over because it can stain your clothes. So that sucks. And plus having to put it in my hair, it makes my hair really greasy and gross. So I'm either having greasy hair or flaky hair. It's been miserable. And last week, it was bad like Monday, Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then it was like doing really good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we had a wedding Saturday. And I drank. And then it was pretty okay Sunday. But then Monday, yesterday, got really bad. It's Tuesday while we're recording this. So yeah, Monday got really bad, and then today it's still not better. So yeah, I didn't have like any sweets this weekend.
I know.
So, we think it's alcohol.
Damn. That sucks.
It sucks so much. And thank you, Eva. Eva sent me this video of some like body butter to make to help with it. I am not gonna make it quite yet. I ordered some from Etsy that's a really similar formula to the one Eva sent me. So I'm going to try that first, and if it helps, then I'll buy all the stuff to make it myself. But I didn't want to spend like $100, $200 on all this stuff if it's not going to work.
Right.
So instead, I spent only $20 on a
little bottle.
So
nice.
Yeah, that's my fun news. I love it.
Sounds like fun.
Dude, I've been in so much pain. It's been awful. I now feel how Shaun feels.
Acne and shit?
Yeah.
It don't even bother me anymore.
Yeah.
It's seriously, it's just life.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've had it so long.
Yeah. I mean, yours definitely, like, your acne has gotten way better in the past couple of years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot better in the last few years.
But, yeah, God. It's just been awful.
I'm just hoping by I'm 40. I always thought, like, when I was younger, I was like, man, when I'm 20, it'll be better. And then 20, it wasn't better. And I was like, but when I'm 25, it'll be better. And it really wasn't better. And now I'm like, maybe when I'm 40. Yeah. Like, I know it ain't better at 30. 30, I'm going to be fucked still. Maybe at 40.
Yeah.
Maybe 12 years. Maybe better in 12 years.
I tried the Selsun Blue stuff, too, while I was in the shower.
How was that?
I mean, they don't itch right now, so that's a plus.
Do you want them to dry out?
Well, to put cortisone on after my shower to kind of rehydrate them and also add some not itchy. And then I'll olive oil up tonight before I go to bed.
Fucking pharmacy over here.
Dude, seriously, I am just popping pills. I am doing everything and anything. So, yeah.
Fun.
I think, I'll olive oil up tonight, and then whenever I like can just be in the house and not have clothes on that I like, I'll olive oil up.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, cool. On to my part. Closed on a house today.
Yeah.
Duplex.
Yeah.
Closed on duplex today, thank you, Catherine. We will be, usually I go with Sterling Bank and ARV loan, and then do the repairs, right? Draws, construction loan, all that good shit. Well, this time, so interest rates are 8.95 now. There.
Whew.
Hurts. So I was like, okay, you know, Wisconsin's 6.5. So Wisconsin's 6.5. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot fucking better. So I was like, all right, 6.5, let's do it. And they always said they had a construction loan. It's like, okay, well, you're going to have to put 75% down of the after repair value. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. So, boom, I do that. Then I find out like a week before closing that I don't even get my full budget money. I only get 75% of my like rehab budget. So here I am like, wait, so I had to put all this money down up front. And then I don't even get my full rehab budget back? Like, what? I only get 75% of it back. So I have my rehab budget at like 30 grand. And now I only get 22 grand. It's like, dude, kick me in the fucking face. Are you kidding me?
Also,
It'd been really fucking sweet to know.
I mean, I suppose because, like, you'd probably refi out, like, as your after repair value. But, dang, to have to put 25% down of the after repair value? Wow.
And so they wouldn't even actually do the full after repair value, because that, if say they would do the actual full after repair value, that would give me the opportunity to get all my money out plus some. It was 25% of the purchase price plus the rehab. So it puts it at 160. So I had to, but I'm like, okay, real life, this thing's going to be worth 200, 190, 200 easy once it's full.
Yeah.
And so I would have been cool with putting down that amount, knowing I could have drawn, having the loan at 150, knowing I could have drawn that out or whatever.
Yeah.
And get my money out. But anyway, it's
whatever.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, I'm glad I'm trying it out on this property. Oh, sorry. Glad I'm trying it out on this property. Not having as much money. It being a smaller purchase and stuff. Say I want to do this on like a $300,000 or $250,000, whatever.
Like Elf Ave.
Yeah. Or I'd kill myself. So, I don't know, dude. I mean, what it comes down to is banks have their perks. And so, it's tough. It's tough. But anyways, so we got that closed. I kind of feel bad, but I think I just made the executive decision today. I was really, really trying to get local companies to do the siding and roof for me.
Yeah.
Multiple people. Some of the quotes I got back were astronomical. Quotes so high for just labor that I could get material and labor and have another third of that excess by hiring Mexicans.
It's insane.
Insane. Just for labor. And then tried getting some roof guys.
Same thing.
Won't return my phone calls. They won't even return my phone calls. Called once or twice, texted 4 different times, said they'd get me a quote a month ago. Still haven't heard. Followed up every week. Nothing. I'm like, I want I want to give you guys work.
Yeah.
I want to give local guys work, but I need you to charge me a fair price, and I need you to get me a fucking quote back.
Mm-hmm. Or just say, hey, I'm too busy.
That's fine with me. And that's like I reached out to the Heath brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yo, dude, yeah, I would love to quote it for you, but we're booked out till February. And I'm like, hey, that's fair. Thank you for letting me know.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's all you got to say.
That's all you got to say. But so, anyways, looking at it and how it is, I'm like, okay. I fucking am going to hire Mexicans.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Because they'll come out. They'll be out there for 3 days. They will do the roof. They will do the siding. And they'll wrap the windows. They'll build the windows out and wrap them.
Oh, dang.
They'll do all that. They'll do all of that. They'll replace the roof. They'll do all the siding. Plus the materials will cost the same amount, including the materials, as just like one of the labor costs I got.
That's insanity.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Problem is I'm still looking. I'm going to have like, because when I did the $30,000 quote, that was like what it would actually cost for the Mexicans to come do it. And I was willing to like bite a little out of the pocket for having some other people. But now finding out that I only get 75% of that. So I'm still going to have like $8,000 of my own money into it. I'm like, God, that sucks.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Do you have it like all set up and planned? Like you got the people?
No.
Okay.
I got materials. I got them coming out, materials, Friday. Well, I got the Brian coming out Friday to get a list of all the materials. Then I'll schedule it out probably schedule it out for the first week we get back in October for materials to be ready and for the Mexicans to be there to work.
Cool.
I don't know, dude. I want to I want to help out people. I want to help out local companies. But, dude, if they ain't willing to play ball.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. Look at, like, Orange Roofing here. They use all Mexicans.
Don't we know someone who uses a lot up in Ashland, too? But he said, like, come, like, November, they're gone south. Like, he doesn't do any roofing jobs.
Yep.
Like, they're just, like, as soon as it gets cold, they go down south, and then they come back next spring.
Yep. And then all the insurance projects, all Mexican guys. And so I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Did I tell you, I'm going to start speaking with Anna.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
She speaks Spanish?
She's Honduran.
I'm going to load her up in the car when I go meet with these guys.
Yeah, honestly, she would.
Dang.
She even said, actually, I was telling her that that's what you were thinking about doing, that, hiring some Mexican crews or whatever. And she's like, oh my God, he should just hire my brother when he comes up here. He's like, he'll work for cheap. And I was like, okay.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, he could be like a maintenance guy or add him to the crew.
Is he coming up like to live?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. You should just friend Anna on Facebook and message
Sick.
her. Or I can give her your phone number.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
If they'll teach me Spanish, my life will be complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he speaks both.
That'd be so sick, dude.
Yeah, because then he'd be your liaison.
Liaison. No, that'd be so sick. Dude, honestly, what I really liked about meeting, I met with the guy, the gentleman that runs the cruise, and chatting with him.
Mm-hmm.
Super friendly, super nice. Something that no other fucking contractor can do. This dude just tells me how much he charges per square. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't that roof pitch cost this much? To go over the siding costs this much. To tear off and put on costs this much. To wrap the window costs this much. Soften fascia costs this much. Everything by foot or square foot or square. And I'm just like, dude, why can I not get fucking contractors Like flooring, super easy. You call a contractor. Hey, I want to do this type of flooring. How much? $2.25 a square foot. Sick. How much is this? $8 a square foot. Sick. Whatever. Roofing and siding. Why can't you just fucking tell me this pitch is $2.50 a square?
Right.
Sick. Thank you.
We're gonna send them my mom's way.
Oh my gosh. I'll use Ken Dog.
But wouldn't it nice to have them do the soften and fascia? Or I suppose you could use Kenny and then have them do the soften and fascia.
Yeah. Yeah, because Kenny can do the new drip edge, and then we can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should talk to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
So yeah, no, it's super cool. They're friendly and they're go-getters, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm like, man, it would be really. I'm so big. If you want to fucking work, dude, I want to give you work.
Yeah.
And when these motherfuckers clearly don't want work,
what can you do?
I'm gonna hire them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hire the Mexicans.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be great. I'm thinking it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
They seem like great guys. They're showing me all the projects they do. He was just going through his phone like, this is one we did earlier this week. This is last week. This is like say they do like 4 or 5 projects a week, and he's just showing me like, yep, here's the 5 projects last week. Here's just. And I'm just like, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna probably lean that way.
That's good.
Okay, moving on. So after we looked at the house, did all that. Oh, and I just decided, since it's just our holding companies, we used to try to like get discounts to have our guys do the work. We would just pay for like cost of labor.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just like, fuck it. It's just no special benefits, and we'll just hire it out like it's a regular crew.
Yeah.
And just be a write-off, and it'll be is what it is. So that's what we're going to do for that. Just hire the company to do the turnovers on the inside of the units. And then, so that's all cool. Okay, so we had WiscoREIA coffee.
Yeah.
And met, it was a huge turnout.
Really?
Dude.
That's so cool.
Our most we've had at Wisco Coffee.
The first time you had like 15, I thought. The very first one.
Was it that many?
I thought it was. Maybe it was 10.
I think it was 10. I think the most we've had is 10 plus AJ and I. There was over 10 today.
Oh, really?
Plus AJ. There was probably 15. I think there's 15 people today.
That's impressive.
Dude, yeah. It was sweet. It was really cool.
That's good.
And a brother and sister towards retirement age from Mississippi. Is that right above Florida? What's right above Florida?
Georgia.
No. Missouri? Might be South Missouri. What? Maybe it's South. I can't remember. Anyways.
Alabama?
No.
Okay.
Okay, she lives Florida. He lives South Missouri. I think that's how it went.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They're sick of the heat. They're sick of the heat.
Interesting.
I said, so you're coming up here for the cold? And both the guy and his sister are just like, here's the deal, dude. 3 months of freezing cold is better than 8 months of sweating balls. And I was like, that's fair.
I mean, it's more like 6 months of freezing cold, but okay, yeah.
But you have to think the freezing, like...
The freezing, it's like a month, maybe 2.
Yeah, and this guy, he was up in jeans and a flannel, and he's like, I want to wear shit like this more days than not. And I'm like, kind of a good place to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Got to throw on a coat for a month.
Mm-hmm.
2 months, 3 months, you got to throw on a coat.
Yeah.
But, like, besides that, dude, like, you kind of can wear that attire here every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, summer you're going to be in shorts and a T-shirt, but that's...
3 months.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they were like, what's funny is they've been putting, for like the last 2 years, they've been putting together, and they're both married, from my understanding. They've been putting together like a list as brother and sister because they're going to move together, move as a family together. And they're just putting together like, they wanted somewhere with 4 seasons. They wanted somewhere in the Midwest for the temperature. And they wanted it somewhere in the Midwest for prices because they both have been doing real estate, not full-time, but part-time for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
35, something like that. So, like, we want to move up to a place and be able to do it full-time in our retirement. Like, that makes a lot of sense. And so super cool chatting with them and kind of hearing what they're thinking. And it's completely different than everyone else. Most people are snowbirding, and they're doing the opposite of snowbirding because they've lived since they graduated high school, they've lived in the heat.
Oh, wow.
And so they said 40 years of the heat, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
So are they moving to Eau Claire or just the Midwest?
Chippewa Falls.
Really?
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
Eau Claire,
I guess
Chippewa.
if I was like moving up here, I think I would go like Iowa route.
Iowa?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because like me just living in Madison, my freshman year of college, I lived in Madison. It did not snow there until Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, I think. And like Eau Claire had already had like 2 or 3 big snowfalls.
Okay.
And yes, I get Ashland. Yes.
So the moving from Ashland to Eau Claire was the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then going to Madison, and then you get down.
So that's why, like, I think Iowa would be like another 3 hours.
Yeah.
So you would still probably get snow,
mm-hmm.
but just a little, but less.
Right. Yeah. No, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying. They said they liked the Eau Claire Chippewa Falls area because the average snowfall per year is 4 feet. Where some of the surrounding areas, like in Minnesota, they were looking, in Michigan and stuff, they were looking, was 7 feet.
Yeah.
And so they're like, 4 feet seems pretty doable, pretty manageable.
Yeah.
That's so, they fucking
did their research on
dude,
it.
they did their, and they like, it's interesting because as we're talking, this dude's taking notes the whole time. I'm watching him. He's taking notes about the group, about the people talking. He's like making notes about individual people in his thing, and he's like writing about the group.
That's
and he's
cool.
Like just, and I'm like, wow, this guy is actually like very detail, like analytics.
Mm-hmm. That's
cool. Detail oriented. Yeah, super sick.
That is true though, because like Eau Claire and Chippewa have this weird bubble around it. Because if you remember, like, one of the last snowfalls, like, they said it was going to be really, really bad, and Eau Claire got nothing.
Yeah.
And then we had to go to Abbotsford to visit my dad, and they got, like, 1.5 feet of snow. And that's just an hour east.
Right.
So, yeah, Eau Claire and Chippewa do have this bubble.
Yeah.
And it's been a thing my whole life. So, yeah, I guess it is. I guess.
So, what's interesting, though, is he's like, this is a young group, and it's, like, small. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah. And he said, he asked if we had any wholesalers here, and I'm like, not full-time wholesalers. And he's like, you guys don't have any, like, old dudes who door knock every day? I'm like,
nope.
No.
He's going to be the one, isn't he?
He doesn't want to do that.
No.
But, it was interesting to chat to him because he's like, South Missouri, their REIA's been established for 40 years. Their REIA's been established for 40 years, and there's been like members like that close to that long. Mm-hmm. You know, like some of the members been around the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy fuck, dude. And just very established. It's not a young crowd. Mm-hmm. It's a professional crowd. It's interesting to hear. He said Jackson, Florida.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Interesting.
In Jackson, Florida, he said both Wendy and him are just like, if you're a flipper, just fucking move there. Because if you become an established flipper there, wholesalers will just feed you deals. You don't have to look for leads. You just get the leads from them, do your skill, which is flipping, and flip. And that's it. And then you'll get another deal that's got enough meat on the bone to just flip. So you don't even, and it's a shit Jason always talks about in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many properties that need flipping that these wholesalers get them. The wholesalers make their money. You get it. You flip it. Do your thing. Make your money. And it's just like this good little flow to where the flipper doesn't have to try to like source the deals and source, fund, flip the deals, all that shit.
So I'm curious, like, why Eau Claire is so different, right? Because we've already talked about this before. Eau Claire is a very selfish city.
It's fucking weird, dude.
It's very weird. Eau Claire is very selfish and very cheap.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's just always been a thing. It's been a thing my whole life. I don't know. Secondly, I wonder if, like, Eau Claire is, like, kind of a newer growing city. Because, like, I mean, yes, there are houses here that are, like, 1920s, 1940s, 1800s. But not a whole lot. Like, more of them are, like, 70s and 80s kind of houses.
One, I don't think, the reason I think Eau Claire is the way it is, I don't think we have any, like, metros. We don't, like, no metros with really good paying jobs.
Yeah.
Where people are just, like, where there's so much money, and there's so many apartments because people are coming to the area to make that money.
Yeah.
And so, like, the apartments going up isn't because we have metros with jobs.
No.
The apartments are going up because people from the cities are moving here and living here and working remotely because it's way cheaper than living in the cities and a lot safer.
Yeah.
So, I think that's wise because all these other places that have that kind of market that flip the wholesalers working independently from realtors and all that shit is the metro areas.
Yeah.
Green Bay, Appleton, the cities.
I mean, and those places are a lot bigger than us too. A lot.
Huge.
I mean,
huge.
Eau Claire's population is only like, what, 70,000?
Yeah.
It's really not that big.
No. Mm-mm.
And we have like no like big tall buildings.
No. It's crazy, dude. It's such a different world over here. Such a different world.
It's going to be interesting what happens to Eau Claire in the next like 10 years because we have Eau Claire and Altoona have expanded so much, and like I personally don't think the city can handle it.
I'm not sure what that's going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's still businesses and stores closing.
Yeah.
Even with the increase of population.
And that's something. It's weird.
It's very weird. So it'll be interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. It's just interesting. I just think I find it very weird. Like people in these other markets are able to get a lot more experience because they can do so much more volume. And here that's not really a reality. A lot less of a reality.
Yeah. It just goes with the whole thing of like people in Eau Claire are cheap. So like they think that they should be able to get so much more for their house than they actually should.
Because I mean, just think about this. Like in Green Bay and shit, right? If I was over there and I got on a few wholesale lists, I wouldn't have to go looking to source deals. All I would do is when the wholesaler calls, I just say, yep, I'm in. You know my criteria. I'm in. No one does that around here.
No.
So, boom. There's hard money lenders over there. Just, hey, I got the flip from Jason. This is what I need lending on. This is the scope of service. And all I would have to do is oversee 1 to 2 crews and some generals as we just fucking full-time flip.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. So much less shit. I'd have to. Then that's how you truly like focus and like.
Yeah, I mean it goes back to like the whole selfish thing, right? Like a lot of the only deals that people bring you are the like it should be torn down kind of deal. And we know that there are some people we know who have kept things for themselves to flip because it was like
that much putting on top.
Right. Like instead of getting 5,000 to 10,000 to wholesale it, they're like, "Oh, I'll flip this myself and I can get like 40,000 to 50,000."
Right.
And even though that's not their profession, that's not their expertise at all, so who knows if they did it right?
Yeah, well, it's just because the selfish thing big time, but it's like no one's specializing. So yeah, the three big issues, right? Nobody here is really wanting to teamwork. We've noticed that since day one.
Yeah.
No one's really about the team atmosphere. And I'm not even talking about team atmospheres like partnering or anything. I'm saying like
helping others.
Helping like if it's interesting if one person decided to wholesale fairly. And they did that full time, and they brought me the deals every time. I was like the first one to get a deal, right? I would not look for deals like ever. If I knew I got consistent, constant work in from X person, I would spend all of my time perfecting the skill of flipping.
Yeah.
And then they can spend all their time perfecting the skill of wholesaling. And then we're working together. And then we could have a realtor that lists them all, right? Yeah. Boom, realtor listing it all. And we're all working in a cohesive mix. We're using the same painters. We're using the same floors. We're using the same people siding, roofing, whatever. And everybody's getting a little cut of that. We use the same bank to fund it every time, right? Like we use the bank for the loan, and then we have a group of 5 investors who just want to make 12% on the money for the rehab and the and the down payment and shit. And if you were to get a cohesive, and it doesn't have to be a team, it just needs to be an understanding between different organizations. That hey, if we all work together, we can all get here. We can all grow and really expand, and we can each be in our own niche, being great at our niche. But then people are wanting too much piece of the pie at a step, and that fucks it up, or people aren't doing it.
No one's staying in their lane.
Right. No one stays in their lane here.
No, they're all oh, I can do that better, or I can do that. I don't need to give this to someone. I can do it myself. It's honestly what Mark Delfini was saying to Kyle in his one-on-one was you're doing too many things. You need to focus on one thing. And that's how everyone in Eau Claire is.
100%.
They're all all investors. They're all everything and anything.
Yeah.
They don't just specialize.
Yep.
Because I'm sure all the people, trailer park people, I'm sure they only own trailer parks. Their specialty is trailer parks.
Yeah, I think that's what Brandon Turner does. He only does trailer parks.
Right, or Duplex Joe only does duplexes. Right. Well,
no, he's moving storage, but yeah.
Yeah. Now he's expanded, but he perfected duplexes. Because that's all he did for a long time. And then he expanded.
Right.
But yeah, here everyone does a lot of different things.
Everyone wants to do everything to make the most. It's crazy to think about.
I don't know how you change that either.
I don't know. It's just, and to go into more about Eau Claire being cheap, our property managers are charging 6%. They charge an 8 to 10 in Green Bay and Appleton. Yeah. But you know what they get? Quality fucking property management. And are all the people over there quality? No. But a lot of them are. One guy we know in Wausau was fed up with property management, started his own property management, charging 10%. Within 2 years, he had 500 customers. 500 units he was managing within 2 years.
Dang.
Because he was managing it properly. People were taking their shit at fucking 6, 7, 8%, bringing it to him because he would manage it right. And
it saves you a ton of money.
Dude, it saves you a ton of fucking money.
We went from losing tens of thousands of dollars to making tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Just by switching the property management to ourselves.
Yes.
And we still
we still fucking charge ourselves.
Yeah, we charge ourselves a management fee. So it's not like we're saving that money.
Right.
We're still charging the same fee.
We just ain't doing stupid shit. We're looking at ROIs. We aren't putting brand new shit in when it doesn't need to go in just because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's
Because it looks nicer when
because we need it to be rentable. No, people just rent it anyways.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, dude. Yeah, it would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? The problem is this. No one's willing to wholesale full time.
Yeah.
And then no one's willing to actually come and give a quality management company because everyone else here's at 6-7%, so they have to be at 6-7%.
Yeah.
No. Be at 10. Get no customers at first. Prove yourself for a couple years. Then be the best motherfuckers at 10% out there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So anyways, I think Eau Claire's got a lot of growing to do if it's to happen. It's just like the new flavor of the month. Have someone come in that talks about lease options. The next month, people are trying lease option shit. Got someone come and talk about flipping. Next month, people are trying to flip. Someone come talk about wholesale. They try wholesale for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Got someone that comes and talks about door knocking. They try door knocking for a month.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody does
Continues.
anything long term.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking day, every week.
Yeah.
And it's like Hermosi said. He's like, he was not good at cold calling. So what did he do? He made 10,000 cold calls.
But you got good at it after that.
Yep. By the time he was done with 10,000 cold calls, he was one of the best cold callers.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he cold called 10,000 fucking times.
Yep.
So, but I mean, think about flipping. Like, you got the guys down south in like Florida, Nashville, shit like that. They'll do 100 flips a year.
Yeah.
What? Think of their motherfucking knowledge on flipping.
Mm-hmm. Way better than
Oh my
ours.
God. Yeah.
I mean, every flip you always learn something new.
Right. And so if you are able to knock out 100 flips, how many fucking lessons did you just learn?
A lot.
If I'm only doing 7,
Yeah.
how many am I learning?
Probably one at each one at least.
Right. So how far am I behind them? I'm 7%. I get 7% the knowledge of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah. God, fun shit, man. Fun shit. Yeah, one thing to like prove Eau Claire's cheapness is a couple of stores in the malls have now gone to outlet stores. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what that is, it's like I think everyone does, but it's like where they send all like the products that didn't sell before, and then they bring it to this store so they can sell it at a cheaper price and hopefully get it at cost, usually more, probably a little bit above cost, but yeah, it's just where they send like all the stuff that didn't sell pretty much. And so Aeropostale, or what did people say? Aeropostale?
I have no idea.
That store switched to an outlet a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's done a lot better since then. And then Yankees, kind of like an unofficial outlet store now. And from what Frank told me, they're the best in the whole company, actually. The last time we talked to him, which was probably, I think
6
we went
months
in
ago.
May. I thought.
Yeah, it was actually probably 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, you're right. It was Christmas time, wasn't it?
All right, perfect. Yep, 9 months ago.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, so they were number one in the company out of all outlet stores, so that's pretty good. And Frank and I always discussed how Eau Claire is so cheap and it would be so much better as an outlet mall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's really fucking. I think a big thing of the cheapness is we don't have the metros, we don't have the high paying jobs, we don't have the fucking a lot of people making 6 figures.
Right. I think like Eau Claire would be a good like outlet place because there's so many people, like it's a very cross traffic area, right? Like people coming up south, up from southern state to go to Minneapolis, you go through Eau Claire, or people going like across to east, north, like from north to south, like a lot of people go through Eau Claire. So that's like one reason why I think that would, but yeah, we have no big businesses. You know, the last one was Banbury.
You know what's kind of crazy? I've talked to multiple people about how like you know, like a COO of a company or like a CEO of a company, whatever. I'm not crazy to make 250 plus a year.
Right.
And they're like, no, that's not possible. And I'm like, okay, maybe not in Eau Claire places are hiring at that, because I guess the most I've seen like a job like that hire in Eau Claire was a regional manager for a U.S. bank at 220. So you know, regional man, you're overseeing. What's up? Are you gonna look them up?
Yeah.
I haven't looked in years, but like, dude, you think about it. You go to something like you go to St. Paul, you go to Minneapolis. Think of how many COO, CEO positions there are. You know, they might be they're filled most likely, but like how many positions there are like that are paying over $250,000 a year. Because look at the fucking houses they're in. Look at the cars they're driving. You know, here if you see like nice cars, it's a little out of place. It's so far and few between. Up there, dude, there's a lot of freaking nice cars. A lot like exotic cars, shit like that. But
what is $15K a month? Not a lot, right?
$15K a month.
Yeah.
Is it $180 a year? What's that for?
Real estate investments. Executive assistant for real estate investments.
Executive assistant for real estate investments.
Yeah.
Making $15K a month?
Well, the price, that's the upper price range. It's $2K to $15K.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. There is a couple CEO positions available in, this one's own your own franchise. Dumb. Executive director of a healthcare facility. None of these people put the wages on here, which makes sense.
Right.
What does ZipRecruiter or Indeed? Let's see what Indeed says. It's gonna show me a lot of remote ones, isn't it?
Guaranteed.
City, state. Let's see here. Current location. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. It's fine.
CEO jobs in Eau Claire.
Yeah.
There's not really any CEO jobs. Oh, within 100 miles. We could try that.
Sure.
So, yeah, that one's St. Paul.
Okay.
CEO, Midwest Sustainable Plastics Innovation Regional Engineers. I don't know. $180,000 to $240,000 a year. So that's in
Decent.
Minneapolis.
Decent.
CEO in training.
Okay.
I don't know. They make 70 to 90. Facility administrator, CEO of a surgery center in Eagan, Minnesota for $110 a year. Pride Institute. I don't know what that is. That one also doesn't have a wage. But yeah, I mean, okay, there was one that said you could make up to $240 for CEO.
In St. Paul.
And that's in St. Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's neat. Which obviously that's a very small pickings that you're picking from for that position.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and like all the executive director positions still are for like healthcare, so like assisted living. This one looks like some kind of assisted living, healthcare.
I mean, do you gotta think people here, like a lot of the people who make the most money here, are healthcare and people who own blue collar businesses, the HVACs, the plumbing, the electricians, the construction guys.
Well, I suppose the other big company was Hutchinson, but they lost like 2/3 of their people.
They were actually paying good wages.
Yeah. Nestle is the only other big one.
Yeah.
But that even is still not that big.
Crazy, dude. Shit's interesting. I think it's really interesting. But whatever. We live here. So we'll keep trucking along.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
I mean, I think it is a good place like to grow because people obviously are willing to come here.
Oh, yeah.
So like if someday we did have some big operation, I don't think it'd be that hard to find good people to fit in, like to hire for positions. Because like Rob was saying, Like, he has a hard time finding people because where he lives, it's such a small space.
Right.
So, one, there's not that many people in his town already that fit what he wants. And two, it's really hard for him to get people to move there.
Right.
Which is why they, like, opened up a second branch in, like, Arizona, I believe.
Right, yeah.
So that is one thing I do think, like, Eau Claire, you could get a lot of people to move here because you do have some bigger cities close by.
That's true.
To kind of draw people from.
Interesting. I agree. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
I had something else, but I don't remember what it was. So you kind of look like you're ready for bed.
Yep, I am.
Nice.
Cool. All right. I don't even know. We covered some shit. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
We kind of
Shranted.
we broke down Eau Claire. Really kind of talked about it in its true form. We didn't even get to talk about what I wanted to talk about.
Tough shit next time. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.
See ya.